Welcome to Humanities for the spring semester 2024. Currently, you're looking at the home page for section 13. You may also be in section 14. I'm posting the same video just to welcome you. The two sections are set up exactly the same way, so what we'll cover will be appropriate for both of the classes. This is currently the home page, as I was saying, and on this home page, I'm going to lengthen it just a little bit, extend it. There we go. You'll see image of me. I'm James Reed. I'm your instructor. The office that I have is in Athens on the campus there. I'm in the Gibbs building, the academic building on the second floor, A230. I have 2 to 3 as the office hours for you folks, but I'm actually there earlier than that. Mondays and Wednesdays I will be in the office from about 9:45 to 10:45, and then back again from about 12:05, 12:15 to about 3:30. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll be in the office beginning around noon, a little after noon. I have classes until that time, till 12:05, and then I'll be there till after 3 o'clock. I put 2 to 3 just so that you have a dedicated time that you can reach me. You'll know that I'll be in the office. If you want to call, there's the phone number. If you need to email me, I'll be available for you then. So again, this is just some little details here for you. We are, of course, getting ready to start the new semester. We're delayed a little bit. I sent you an email about that delay because of the weather situations. And so we are getting ready to, of course, start. You'll click on the modules, and we'll make sure that they're all open here. You have to give it a little bit of time, a little collapse, and then we'll expand all of them. The textbook and materials, this goes into the details here. You do have a textbook that you have to purchase for the course. The textbook is a 2-volume edition called Culture and Values by Cunningham, Reich, and Fishner-Rathas. You can purchase this through the TVCC bookstore. If you buy through the bookstore, there are a couple of options there, as well as buying it online. If you buy through the bookstore, they will offer you the opportunity to buy what is called Cengage Unlimited, which will reduce the cost. If you have other courses which are using material from Cengage, then you only pay a single price to get all the textbooks. But you'll buy the textbook, and if you buy the package from our bookstore, you get a loose leaf version of the textbook, which you can put into a binder, and it also gives you a card, and within that card is a code. You have to scratch off the silver little coating that's on it, and you'll then have a code that you'll use to get into the textbook. As it goes on here, it tells you about buying them from the bookstore. You do have to buy the textbook. This is not part of inclusive access. You do have to buy a separate textbook. And again, some other detail here, and this is how you can get support from Cengage. Let me go back to the module so you can see this a little bit better. Currently, normally in the past, the linking from Canvas to Cengage has been straightforward. Once you log in to Cengage the very first time, after that it's just clicking on the different chapters and you get to go into the textbook. They've made a little alteration. It's not working quite that way. I'm not sure if it's a Canvas situation or if it's a Cengage. We tried to work on it last week, thought it had resolved, but same issue has popped up. All you have to do, though, it just gives you an extra step. Whenever you open up the course, click here, where you'll see the title of the course. For those of you who are in 14, it'll say ONL Online 14. You click here, and you'll see that it's loading the content. It takes you to the gateway to Cengage. And again, give you a moment. This is where it's going to ask you, the first time you do this, for you to log in. It's create an account. You'll sign up with your TVCC email and put in that passcode. After that, you'll then see this. Go back to the Canvas, and you'll see I also have the ebook here if you want to go straight through the ebook. Give it a moment. Again, this takes you, notice again the gateway to Cengage. And this opens up the entire ebook. It's just a reader. And it works you through the entire textbook, both volumes. Yes, it'll tell you about retrieving, table of contents, load the content, and there it is. And you'll see the cover here in just a moment. Actually, excuse me, I'd already been looking into this, and so here's the cover page. This is where you'll probably open the first time. There's the cover page, the title page, copyright page, dedication, preface that they have where they talk a little bit about this one. And then again, you're just working your way through, and there's the introduction again. And so again, that's the ebook. Now, as you go through the modules, you'll see links to the different chapters. So again, and if the issue gets resolved later, you won't have to do this. But every time you open the chapter, come to this link, open up the gateway, and after that, you'll then be able to go through to the different readings. We'll just go down to Unit 1 very quickly. You'll see it says a preview for Chapter 1. You click here, and it opens up the preview. And there you go. So now let's go back to the different modules. And again, I apologize you have to go through that extra step this time. I'm not sure what exactly is going on between Canvas and Cengage this time, but as I said, we worked on it with people from Cengage last week. We thought we had it resolved, and then the issue resurfaced again later in the week. In the Start Here module, you'll see the some information that's already been posted previously. Meeting the instructor. There's a picture of me, who I am again, and some details about the textbook and the hours. You'll see this time I listed 1 to 3 instead of 2 to 3. And again, I'm in there, as I said earlier, in different times and longer time than just that. I put the 2 to 3 earlier so that you'll know dedicated time specifically when you need to contact me for you folks. So again, here's some details about using etiquette, academic integrity, what is expected. Here's the syllabus highlight. You can click on this, and it'll take you to the syllabus for the course. If you're in Online 14 section, it'll take you to that syllabus, which is identical to that particular one. Attendance policy, I do expect regular logging into the course and staying up with the course and the details there. The next part is the course schedule. You'll see it's set up by the week through week technically 16. We don't really have much of a 16, but we don't have much of a week 1 either. Again, it's walking you through. You'll see that you're going through 1 or 2 chapters a week, as we will cover 23 chapters. And you'll see in bold the layout of the major assignments. For reading quizzes and tests that you'll take online, they're all going to be online, including the essay will be submitted online. There's not any proctoring. In fact, my recommendation is before you take a reading quiz, open up the chapter or chapters that will be covered and have those in new tabs before you open up the exam or the reading quiz. And then, although the reading quizzes and exams are timed, you can, of course, consult the textbook if you need to do so for information. You'll see the percentages here, how those are laid out. Again, what is expected for you and how those are to be done. The next part is just some information about what you can do to study to be prepared for the course, taking some links and details about making sure you do note-taking. This goes into a printed copy, a visual or verbal discussion about how to submit to turn in. You do have a major essay to turn in. and that will be submitted to turn it in. Once the essays have been scored, this is information on how to find the feedback. After I mark each essay, after I put in comments and marks on your essay, and then score according to the rubric, then you can look at it. Again, details about the course, frequently asked questions that you can look at. It's not only top 10 questions, it's top 6. But top 10 is a more prominent way of saying things. Again, if you have other questions, these are ones you can raise at times that you need to do so. This is a handout if you are on campus and do need some help, maybe with this way the weather has been. You may have some car trouble. Well, here you go. It tells you car trouble on campus. Or contact our police department located in the Math Journalism Building, sometimes referred to as the Rock because of the rock exterior. And there's the phone number. So this can be very useful for you. It has some details. If you need help with any particular thing, again, just a number of aspects there for you to look at. It's a very useful little guide in case you need any assistance for something. The next part, if we can get this to go, the discussion instructions. There may be some discussion questions I will post that I'll ask you to respond to and how you need to do so. What the expectations are for those. And then there's your Start Here quiz, which is not a grade. It is just make you familiar with Canvas so that you can understand how to use Canvas to take quizzes. So I'm going to close up these. There we go. And this takes us to the units. You'll see that the units are laid out by chapters. Unit 1 concerns just Chapter 1. Unit 2 concerns 2 and 3, which both cover Greece, which is why they are together. 3 is all about Rome. 4 concerns early civilization. It's Chapter 5. Unit 5 is covering Chapter 6 and Chapter 7, which is about early influence and rise of religion. In this case, Chapter 6 about the biblical tradition, and then early Christianity in Chapter 7. Chapter 8 concerns Islam, and Chapter 9, which is in Unit 7, and Chapter 10 concern the Middle Ages, medieval culture. Unit 8 concerns 11 and 12, which is leading into the Renaissance, and are the early part of the Renaissance. Unit 9 concerns 13 and 14, which looks at the High Renaissance in Italy and then the High Renaissance in the rest of Europe. So again, that's how the chapters are laid out. You'll see for each one an overview. I'm just going to look at the overview for Chapter 1. And in this particular overview, I go into some details. I may post some information. I may post some questions for you to think about. Try to make it a little interesting with some images here from the Coke Cave. Chapter 1 talks a little bit about that, some of the details, what you're going to encounter as you go through the chapters. I always try to put some of that information up here. This is an image that is related to the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is discussed in Chapter 1. Some other details, what we're going to look at, some of the key points, what the learning outcomes are, both in general and also for particular chapters. I give you details about the chapter, the work in the chapter, the reading assignments, other areas that you can look at that are offered in there, and then I will mention in the overview if there's an assignment that's due. So you have that, and again, you can link to the chapters as I showed you earlier. You just click there, and since logged in earlier to Cengage, this will take me to the first chapter. You'll see it's called Beginnings. And one of the key aspects about every chapter, when you give it time to call up, every chapter has, when you log into it this way, again, give it a moment. So there it comes. You have chapter contents. And on the chapter contents, literally shows you all the different parts. So again, if you're taking a reading quiz and there's a question about Gilgamesh, well, there you go. Also, what's really nice, every chapter ends, you'll see with that same name of the chapter, beginnings, and you click on it and it gives you an overview of what you will have covered in the chapter. It doesn't go into all the specific details, but it gives you quite a bit. Again, very useful for you as you're trying to study for reading quizzes or the exams, or as you're taking it, to be able to refer to this also to look at some of the key details. And every chapter is set up the same way. So again, in the overviews, you have links to the readings. Let's go back to the module and show you what every chapter, every unit is set up in the same way. So you have the overview with the details there laying out what you'll be doing. There's a PowerPoint for every chapter. Then you have the readings and the assignments. You'll see in this case the reading for Unit 1 involves the preview and the Chapter 1. And again, if you click on this, it'll take you to that preview again. Because I've logged into Cengage. And so once you do that again, under the textbooks, you're going to be set up, and then here's the reading quiz itself. So every unit is set up in this same way. So the first thing you want to do when you open up the Canvas course, you want to go under Textbook and Materials, click this to log in, and then come back to Canvas and start going through the chapters. Again, you'll see for Unit 2, there's an overview, there's PowerPoints for the 2 chapters, there's the readings, and then the assignment, if there's one listed, and then I have supplemental material. I'll go back to Unit 1 and show you the supplementary materials that are there for this particular unit. You have material about the K-Pains and the Co-Pains in France, details about Mesopotamia, and if you click on this, gives you access to videos, which as you click on this, it'll ask you to log in to your online account. And again, it's the same login you use for Canvas. You just click on this and give it a moment. And there's the video. Well, it should be the video. It should be there. You also have a transcript of it over here. Yeah, there it comes. And so you can actually go through and just read along with it. And again, the video is about 30 minutes long. It gives some nice information. The Epic of Gilgamesh, which is the next part. Again, some details here. Some images of what was found. The cuneiform tablets. There's a couple of videos here that are embedded. And a couple of articles that you can look at as well. And so again, just some different aspects to look at there. And so you're going to find this for every unit. Give it a moment as it clicks back. Each unit will have something similar with additional material and details that you can find. And then it will announce that the unit is complete before it moves on. In this case, in Unit 1, when you see this image here, it's, of course, the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx there in Egypt, since the last part of Chapter 1 concerns Egypt and the Mediterranean world. That's part of it. So again, every module is set up in a similar fashion. Unfortunately, right now, of course, you cannot just go directly into the chapters and the readings. You have to log in first up here. Again, it's just an extra step, and it's just something that Cengage and Canvas are having, that sort of issue where it's making sure that you log in each time before you can access the material. Again, every chapter is set up a similar way. You'll see this is Chapter 4 on how that's set up. Chapter 5, similarly set up. Here you will see under Chapter 5, which is Unit 4, you have your first major exam. And so if you click on this, it'll announce it. It's due by the end of the week, and the exam is located under the exam module. It tells you what you need to look at. So you go here. Bear with just a moment. And you'll scroll down. Well, let's collapse all these now. And you'll see there's an exam unit. And so you click here, and there's Major Exam 1. And so it'll be announced within the unit, in this case Unit 4, during which time the exam is to be taken. It's announced, and then you just have to go and click on it. Go back up here to it. Again, under the overview, it also discusses it. It'll announce that the exam will be due during that time. And with the overview, again, details about the particular material within that chapter. In this case, Unit 4 concerns Chapter 5. So I try to give you a visual there about what areas we're looking at when we refer to the early civilizations. Some more details about those, the outcomes you're expected to know, and then links to the readings, discussion details in the first major exam, and then a few other key details that are being offered, in this particular case, China, India, and some of those key aspects there that you get to look at. So you have information there. So again, the modules are set up with an overview. It's set up with some material that just sort of sets up some of the key points you're going to encounter in the readings. Then you have PowerPoints for each chapter, lecture discussion. I'll have some further. I already have some posted for you that are previously recorded from a year or two ago. This one may be from a little longer, maybe from 2021, now 3 years ago. But in that one, I discussed the material in the textbook, and so you have access to some videos. There'll be other aspects throughout the semester where I'll have some live discussion times. I'll do that, send you out information about if you want to come in, talk about anything you can. I'll record some other videos for each of the chapters to give you some details. And I hope that we have a good semester. If you do have any questions or any issues, please let me know. As noted on the homepage, the hours are located there, email is there, and so is the phone number. Again, I'm looking forward to a good semester. I'm hoping that all will go well. If the link between Cengage and MindTap, or Cengage MindTap and Canvas can be taken care of, so that it's a little smoother, I'll let you guys know. But otherwise, click on that link. Every time you come into the course, just click on this. It'll load you into Cengage, the gateway, and therefore you're going to be able to access, and then you can go back to Canvas and just access the textbook from then on. You'll see it's telling you about a single sign-on. If you're doing this for the very first time, as I mentioned earlier, this is where you'll be registering with Cengage at that time. And so we have the details there. And again, I'm looking forward to a good semester, and I hope all will go well for us.